This City of Light, a Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction written and narrated by Mira with artwork for the opening and thumbnail image by YANE on Pixiv. You can find a link to YANE's Pixiv in the description box. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave a comment. If you aren't sure what to comment, put mac and cheese. Please enjoy This City of Lights, Chapter 3. Marinette Dupang Chang, Paris, France, the third night of December.
Is Adrian coming over?
Marinette's father asked, flopping under her chaise with an unsettling crack. Marinette sighed at the reminder that her father was the first to figure out her partner's identity instead of her. It somehow still irked her. I don't know.
You've tried on at least 3 dresses.
How do you know? You just got here.
Your floor isn't soundproof.
Tom pointed at the boards with 2 fingers, moving them to make them look like legs walking across air. She huffed, then took a breath. She didn't want to act like an angsty teenager. She was already in college. It's for an assignment.
You mean that seatmate of yours?
We all have our rivals, she muttered. Why do you ask?
I wanted to know how much to make for dinner. He looked skinny the other day.
You know he has to avoid this place when he has photo shoots.
But he had one today, so I'm guessing he'll drop by.
Her father had a point. Adrian usually loaded up on carbs when he got done. Mac and cheese?
The cat's meow.
Her father pushed himself off the chaise, confirming the cracking was the wood and not his back.
Tell your boyfriend it'll be ready in just under an hour.
Not my boyfriend! Marinette called as he disappeared below floorboards, waving his hand to brush off her rebuttal. She liked what she had with her partner and wished people would stop jeopardizing it at the cost of a joke. Well, whatever. Mac and cheese was his favorite and was how her father figured out Cat Noir was Adrien aggressed in the first place. Marinette grabbed her phone and sent him a text. Knowing he'd get so excited, he'd probably show up in a catsuit instead of responding via text like a sane person would. Then again, sane people don't actively avoid carbs, do they?
Does this mean you're gonna try on even more outfits?
Tiki asked, lounging in her dollhouse. She and a few other Kwamis had their favorite snacks on the little table as chips for their... Actually, Marinette didn't know what they called their game. It was some type of gambling. Well, we're going shopping. I want to be a good mix of cute and warm, you know?
He's gonna find you hot either way,
one of them piped up, but Marinette couldn't pin the level of squeakiness in the voice. Quiet, she shot back. His shoot should be over by now, right? It would be safe to call, even if he always kept his phone on silent anyway. Marinette, her mother called. Your cat is in the kitchen. Huh. You're all ready. And to think, there wasn't even mac and cheese to serve yet. What did you do? Teleport? Marinette said, trotting down the stairs to see Cat Noir in the kitchen, chatting with her parents like it was just another Friday night. Well, in some regard, it was just another Friday night. This was her new normal now, wasn't it? Hey, Marinette. Cat greeted her with a smile, and she shook her head. When did you get done? 10 minutes ago, maybe? So my text had nothing to do with it? Well, I was in the dressing room, Plag saw it, and, well, you'd think he was the one who was in charge of yelling claws out.
That's gotta be a new record for your travel time,
Tom said, setting down a glass of milk in front of him. Yeah, I guess it is. So you haven't eaten yet? Marinette asked, taking the chair next to him. He grabbed the glass and took a swig. Yes? He had to tap his chest to burp himself. I'll get you something while Dad cooks. Thanks. And something for your Kwame, too. Cat nodded, muttered, and just like that, Adrien Agreste sat at the Dupang Chang's table drinking a glass of skim milk. Jeez! Plag yelled. He went straight for the drawer her father wriggled open instead of, say, greeting his friends upstairs and telling them tales as tall as his mouth when he saw a wheel of cheese. Oh, when are... Adrien began, flexing his fingers on the glass. When are we leaving? For shopping? Marinette looked away so she wouldn't look him over. This boy was exhausted, and she knew it. How set are you on it? What do you mean? He pulled the glass to his chest. I wouldn't mind a Christmas movie instead. Instead of shopping? Yeah. She reached over to touch his wrist as a reminder to relax his body. Doesn't that sound nice? Curling up before dinner, getting right to the part where we start cursing at the romantic lead, then getting warm mac and cheese so we eat instead of adding PG-13 commentary? Yeah, that is, if Plag doesn't try to eat it first. Adrien cracked a smile, and Marinette managed to laugh. If only he knew how much she worried about him. Well, he knew, despite her best efforts to hide it. Did you take your meds today? He looked away, biting his lip. I wouldn't be able to make it through the shoot if I did. Adrien. They don't help, Marinette. She shot a glance to her father, who shook his head. Come on. She grabbed his hand and stood up. Help me out for a bit. He held onto the glass as she led them upstairs into the patio. Marinette, what? Here! She kicked the box she pulled out earlier. Help me out! Is that Christmas lights? Yeah. Do you want to wrap the balcony or detangle them together? Adrien reached for the box, realized there was a glass of milk in his hand, then downed what was left. Well, he tried to, but Marinette caught him tossing the rest into the planter when he thought she wasn't looking. Again. Adrien didn't have an appetite again, and no amount of butter on toast or well-seasoned meals would fix that. I've got a better idea. She clapped her hands and spun around. Maybe the smell of dinner cooking would rouse his appetite, or make him so sick he puked what little he had in his stomach. Hard to say. We detangle the lights while starting on that movie. Adrien smiled, soft and warm and just for her, and set down his glass before picking up the box. I'll follow you. And that was their evening. Adrien curled up beside her on the couch, watching the latest Netflix American Christmas movie with subpar dubbing as they untangled lights until Plag was tasked with bringing them bowls of mac and cheese, although the first two he brought them came empty, save a few saliva lines around the edges. All things considered, it was a good night. For Adrien, that is, because, well, Marinette took it upon herself to ensure that. She'd be with this boy until he got back on his feet and recovered from the trauma they both shared, strung together like vintage Christmas lights. If one bulb was broken, the entire string went out. So, bulb by bulb, Marinette spent her nights checking up on him, even if they didn't call it that. She wouldn't dismantle her life for him. She wouldn't ruin herself by bending over backwards for him. For now, she'd be the friend he needed. For now, Marinette would share her family with Adrien Agreste. Thank you so much for listening. Check back tomorrow or click here for chapter 4, depending on if you're watching this now or hello future. If you're listening for what to comment, put Marinette's family. I will catch you in the next one.